I remember playing the Lord of the Rings collectible card game. I loved that one. It was the Star Trek one, where you had like your planet. That was cool. I liked that one. Joy for Allie.
I already texted her, but she's still working. I think she's still playing.
Almost complete. I know we did a PowerPoint presentation. This is a picture of a girl gamer. As you can see here, this is why we're also this is another reason why we're awesome. It was high. Don't tell me. Alley! Battle is complete. What? I'm starving. Oh my god. There's water.
I have a Red Bull.
That is no, it actually would probably kill me.
Oh.
That would be awesome.
A little less death.
Okay. I'm going to be playing my small book games. Warmer. It's terrible. I would like everyone to know that I just got my very first smartphone. Give it up to the minions, ladies and gentlemen. Righty then. Okay. Well, this is the girl gaming panel. Finally, we're here. And basically what we're going to do is I've done this at a few conventions, and it always turns out different. Usually it sometimes turns into a debate, sometimes it just turns out into a venting fest. Because, you know, there's a lot of frustrating aspects of being a girl gamer. I think it's a little bit different because, you know, we're growing a little bit more, and it's becoming more well-known as being a girl gamer, but it's still kind of, we have that awkward, have almost had like two social groups too, you know? So I thought we could talk about that. Now I want to go ahead and Allie, and this is first time Susie, I'm Cassandra, and I was going to go ahead and ask Allie because she very typical about this. Tell them about the D&D.
Right. Yeah, I started out gaming when D&D was in like a box. It came with 2 little paperback books and some dice, and you had a crayon. You had to color in the dice. I was reading Will Wheaton's blog the other day, and he was talking about it, and I was like, that was my story. Word for word, that's when I started gaming. Yeah, girls weren't really gaming much then. So it was a weird. And I Pong. Did you have Pong?
The ones that did were awesome.
Let's see. To other guy gamers at the time, sure, but in the general American high school.
What year are you actually playing?
You know, I honestly don't remember exactly what year we got it. I know it was very early 80s, like maybe 80, 81. Was anyone born then, other than me? Yeah. Barely.
Okay, well, when you started playing D&D, did you ever feel, I mean, it was obviously with a group of guys and everything.
My brother and his friends.
Did they act differently when you started playing?
Why is your little sister here? Why is your little sister in the room? What is she doing here? Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Okay, how about the guys in the room? Have you ever felt like you had to play your game differently if there was a girl involved?
No lying, you know you have.
No.
Really? Okay, now why is that? Now why do you feel like you would have to?
I'm extremely competitive. Like,
now women are too.
extremely competitive.
Honey, women are too.
I understand this, but usually they get offended if they lose a lot. Not all girls, but a lot of them tend to either take it more.
This is true.
They take it more to heart, and then they get really upset and they don't want to play. So it's like, why would I want to lose this opportunity to enjoy something with someone that enjoys the same thing as I do because I beat them over and over and over?
So you throw the game.
I don't throw the game. I usually try to change my strategies, be a little liberal with them, and they're usually not ones that I know will win, but it's more.
I've got to throw in my new favorite nerd phrase now that I've just created. Life is about co-op and not versus. Okay? So if you can find a chick to play a game with where you are cooperating, or somewhere you can have a conducive environment where you can play off of each other.
There are a lot of games like that, and I like to play those too, but I like to also play stuff like Smash Brothers, which isn't really the easiest game to play co-op. And I've played in a lot of tournaments, I've done well in them. I tend to see more guys at the higher level in the tournaments than I do girls. And I'm not entirely sure why, but it's
Like
just.
Smash Brothers after so long. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry.
I know. I haven't played it in a long time, but.
That's a good story. We're done with it. Move on.
No, but I have to say, when my friend played Jigglypuff, and she's tiny, she's about like the size of a small pea, and she started kicking every guy's ass. These guys had to leave the room because they got so angry that they just got their ass handed to them by something that went jiggly.
That's awesome.
I do it early on in girls' relations. I have 3 older brothers and an older sister. My sister is a year and a half older than me, so it was always her and I against our 3 older brothers. And the 2 of us, in any game that we played in the family, we were like teamed up, and we were awful for everybody else. And I knew it was like she and I were allies, and I find myself, as I grew up and she went off on her way and I went off on my way to college and stuff, I find myself gravitating towards the other girl gamers. I know that they're the ones that I want to have on my team. And it's always been that case. Always. And anyone who doesn't realize that is me.
None. Has there ever been any girls here that felt like, I was going back to his original statement, like, you felt kind of single, did you actually take it to heart when a guy would play differently with you? Or anything like that? Has any girls ever took that like personally when a guy had to play differently?
Yeah, it's like we're playing at the same game. We have the same interests. Just play like you play anybody, you know.
Yeah, and this is another twist there. How about guys that you dated and you had to game with? Well, I mean, it's like anybody, like situation like that with anybody. Like any of the girls here, like gaming with someone that you're like in a relationship with or you're interested in dating, has that ever like kind of messed up the? Okay, here we go.
My husband runs a lot of tabletop games, and
Yeah.
and he's always worried about people perceiving that he shows me favoritism. He tells everyone from the beginning, he's like, I am going to be 3 times harder on her than anyone else at this table, and indeed he does. So it's but it's a lot of people assume that if you're the girlfriend or wife of whoever's running, that you're going to get preferential treatment.
I've been in a lot of gaming groups that, the DM and then there's this lead character. We'll just happens the lead character from player, well, they're married or something like that. So yeah, I've seen that a lot, and that is why I do that. Not admitting myself, I'm saying.
I did that style of DM for a while. We played a game for 3 years called Battle Lords. Anyone ever role play Battle Lords? It's an awesome game. And my character was the only character that survived all 3 years. I'm sure it was purely coincidental.
I didn't have that experience because when I first started playing role-playing games, we had a male DM and then it was 5 girls. So
That is
needless to say, drinking and Mountain Dew aside, it was a really different environment for me because it was true, I was actually the least educated in the game. So yes, I was the one where they were like, okay, well, normally you would be bursting into flames and picking up that object, but because we're your friends and you're an idiot, we're going to be nice to you and help you fix it. But I never ever felt like I was singled out in gender in that situation.
Yeah.
But then again, we outnumbered everyone.
Here's another thing I've noticed, like if you're really big into the gaming community and everything like that, that it's easier to make guy friends than it is to make girlfriends. Because I've run into this a lot, especially in the video game realms and everything like that, that the girls, and I really can't get this, it's almost like, I don't know how to describe it, but it'd be kind of like territorial. You're like, I'm supposed to be the only girl.
I'm the girl of this group.
Wait a minute, I'm supposed to be cool because I'm the only girl that's here playing video games. Have you ever has anyone ever run into anything like that?
I prefer gaming with people where gender really isn't an issue, and the weird situations arise, it does become territorial.
And it does, I think, more so with girls.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
so.
because it's still kind of a.
Well, there's a subconscious preferential treatment that it's like being a gentleman involved. And being respectful and not messing with them.
Obviously not for this.
Well, yeah, but I have seen a lot of situations where that has been the case where a second woman was
it really does, and it's hard. You know, you kind of feel like, oh, another girl gamer. You want to befriend them. You're like, oh, we're both girls, we both game. You know, and it's almost impossible to make friends with that. I mean, is that just kind of? Does anyone else come across that? Any other girls come across that?
Well, I mean, I played D&D. I played D&D with a bunch of my friends before she moved up to North Dakota. It was me and one of my really good friends, Liz. And like it didn't damage our friendship. We were already really good friends beforehand. But when we were in character in our game, we were always like against each other inside the game. So it was like my spot as the girl in this team.
Right. It's alpha female syndrome.
Yeah.
We run back. It happens.
I know it's tough. A few times I know I'm guilty of this. We'd be gaming, and one of the guys decided they wanted to get their girlfriend into it to kind of bring them in. And so I know definitely when girl gamers came in just because their boyfriends were doing it, I tended to give it kind of a bit of a, you're not really here because you're interested.
Right. You're not a gamer, you're just a chick.
You're already dating her. Come on now.
Come to that one. You had prom dates.
I've noticed when I play with guys and girls, I've GM'd for a game of all group of 4 girls before, and then I've GM'd for all guys before, like up to 6 guys, and mixing them. I think mixing them is the best when it comes to that. I noticed that guys kind of like to care more about what their character can do, and females tend to care more about how their character is when we play tabletop. Because the guys are like, oh man, my orc can do a triple backflip and like cut off 3 people's heads in 1 turn. And then the girls like, you know, this guy, my character has an evil twin sister, and then it's just.
You guys play.
I play the craziest stuff.
Well, I mean, if you want to get scientific about it, it's kind of hard to explain without being super, but it's girls and women and women and men. You know, we obviously function on a different, on different levels. You know, mentally, and it's not just some kind of society stereotype like you're a girl, so your upper body strength is less. That's actually how it is. That's how we're built as human beings. And I agree with you when you say that you need to mix those things. And what you were saying about being able to play with your sister functionally is because hypothetically we were built to function that way. We were built to be paired. So men are more tactical and hands-on, and like you were saying, I can squish things, and you're like, well, I look really good when I'm doing stuff. That's how we were built as human beings. So